So we have the Nations League final on Sunday. It is Portugal who take on the Netherlands for the right to be crowned the inaugural Nations League champions. It's been an interesting campaign, one that people struggle to get on board with initially, but I think as we're now at the business end of the competition, real excitement about this international competition. We have Warren, who's fighting the corner for Portugal. Aidan is going to try and make the case for the Netherlands. Well, Portugal, coming through their semi-final against Switzerland, probably fancied to win that one. They face a tougher task on Sunday.
Yeah, no doubt this is a tougher game for them, Bobbie, but I do think being the host nation and having the home crowd behind them will make a massive impact. I also believe as well that Portugal, having that recent experience of winning a tournament, as they did with the European Championships, of course, will stand them in good stead. They're also in good form as well, of course. Let's not forget, 9 games unbeaten now in their last run of international fixtures. Plus, they've also got a good head-to-head record against the Dutch. They've only lost 1 of the last 11 meetings, and I think all in all, that makes them the favourites for me.
Warren believes they're the favourites. What case can you make, Aidan?
Well, I think the Netherlands come into this with a real point to prove. They haven't qualified for a major tournament for the past 2. They missed World Cup last year and they also missed Euro 2016, which Portugal went on to win. But their improvement since then has been incredible, really. They've got real quality throughout their team, real strength in depth. So many, it seems like, world-class players now. And I think the Netherlands, after that good win against England, are on a bit of a roll. I think they'll be really tough to beat the Netherlands in the final.
Well, both making good arguments. I'm going to go towards Warren and Portugal on this one. The fact that they won the European Championships, I think that now at the latter end of a major competition just puts them in a better position for this game. So round 2 then, and we're going to look at the performances of these two sides in the semi-finals. Obviously, after long and tiring seasons domestically for these players, some of them involved in the Champions League final as well, not too recently. We're going to, I suppose, start with Portugal. And what do you think about how they managed to come through that game with Switzerland? VAR playing a big part in the game.
It did indeed. And as you say, Bobbie, it wasn't a great semi-final in terms of quality from either side, you have to say. I think the Swiss gave as good as they got in that semi-finals. But what I will say is Portugal, I don't think, can play any worse than that. I think they will improve for the final. I think getting that game under their belt will certainly have helped them. And I do feel that, you know, a couple of players who were maybe a little bit on the fringes in terms of featuring in that game. João Moutinho didn't come on until late on as a substitute. I could see him starting this time around. I think it was Pepe who came off late on for Jose Fonte. I wouldn't be surprised if those two are the centre-back partnership this time around. So there could be a couple of tweaks here and there. But I think, yeah, just a case of Portugal being much improved, I think, from that first game. Just getting that out of the way, and now they're in the final, they'll perform.
And the Netherlands, Aidan, coming through that game with England, I think probably a tougher game than Portugal arguably had in their semi-final. Is that going to have taken something out of them?
Well, it might have taken something out of them, but actually the Netherlands, even though they went 1-0 down against England, who, remember, got to the World Cup semi-final, they were probably the better team for the 90 minutes plus extra time as well. Even though England were in front for a long period of the game, it was always the Netherlands pushing on and looking like they were the team that were, you know, going to eventually come out on top, which of course they did. I mean, you look at the squad and the way they control games as well. In midfield, Frenkie de Jong, Jorginho, Wijnaldum, they've got a real quality in the middle of the park that I think can dominate, and I think it's better than Portugal's. And I think again that's why I think they'll come out on top. England weren't at their best. There's no doubt about that, and I think a few of the England players weren't quite ready. The likes of Harry Kane, maybe, but the Netherlands really did put on a show, and I think they were worthy winners. I actually think Portugal will be an easy game for them.
Well, tough to pick between the two of you for this round, both making very good arguments. I'm going to give you a point apiece. I think Warren, as he says, with Portugal having a few options on the bench, and obviously Cristiano Ronaldo, a key figure. We look at Aidan, that young squad. Maybe that freshness and youth can just help them towards victory. So let's focus in on key players then in this one, and you can't really talk about Portugal without talking about Ronaldo.
Yeah, surprise, surprise, Cristiano Ronaldo is my key player here. Not only did he score a hat-trick, of course, in the first game, he wasn't at his best. It was a pretty poor display by his standards, you have to say, and he turns up for the big occasion. He got the goals when he needed to see him through to the final late on in that game, and I would not be surprised, why not, to see him get the winning goal in this either. He's now got 7 international hat-tricks following that 3 goals against the Swiss. He's scored in 9 of the last 10 international games. 9 goals in the last 10 international games for Portugal. So, his record for his country is amazing, as well, of course, as what he's done at club level as well. And I don't really think there's a team internationally at the moment who could keep him quiet for the whole 90 minutes. And for that reason, that's why I think that Portugal have the edge.
So Warren makes the point there about someone having to stop Cristiano Ronaldo. If there's anyone in world football at the moment that could potentially do that, Virgil van Dijk.
Yeah, I think Virgil van Dijk will be asked to stop Ronaldo, and I think he'll be able to do it, Bobbie, because he's had such a fantastic season for Liverpool. PFA Player of the Year. I don't really remember him putting a foot wrong for Liverpool across the whole season. A really tough season in the Premier League against world-class players. Maybe not every single game, but top quality players. No one got the better of him. Cristiano Ronaldo will test him, there's absolutely no doubt about it. He's a special player, but I think Van Dijk, the form he's in, the fact that he's just won the Champions League with Liverpool, he's going to be so confident. And I think Van Dijk will dominate Ronaldo on Sunday in the final. And I don't think Ronaldo's going to get any change out of him at all.
Yeah, interesting points made by both there. I am going to lead towards Virgil van Dijk and the Netherlands. So we're all square then at 2-2 with this one. Can't pick between the two sides going into the game. So let's take a look at some bets then for the match. Warren, what are you thinking?
I've got to go with Ronaldo to score, basically. I mean, I think he obviously is going to be the key man if Portugal are going to win this. So I would suggest Ronaldo to score and Portugal to win.
And Aidan?
Yeah, sometimes finals can be sort of cagey affairs, but I think there'll be quite a few goals in this one. We've had 8 goals in both the semi-finals, a total amount of goals. So I'd be looking at maybe over 2.5 goals.
Well, you've heard the thoughts of our experts here in the studio. What do you think for the Nations League final? Let us know on social media. And of course, hit that subscribe button on YouTube as well.